What's going on YouTube? It is Team Gradelock here, and today we have a very special deck profile. A deck profile that makes me go against my own words.
It is an undefeated team standings, great nature,
Undefeated.
deck profile.
Deck profile.
Undefeated.
Now, now before...
Did we mention it was undefeated?
Yes, you did. Now,
To be
now
fair,
But the deck itself wasn't undefeated.
to be fair, he was X3, but like, whatever.
Alright, so before I was saying Great Natures was a gamble deck, and...
Is it a gamble now, Henry?
No, it's not a gamble anymore. I went X and 2 in Swish. I lost the finals, but thank God Dan and John carried me. But no matter what, Great Natures did really well. Had a lot of great matchups overall. I was extremely happy, and I had fun playing it because I was using furries. A lot of people got surprised of my deck choices, my not secret text, but my one-ofs that people were like, why are you playing that card? So there's a few cards in here, but before I start anything, I want to say this first. I am extremely happy I won this with my teammates, with my brothers, with the family that I love. And of course, I want to dedicate this video to our fallen teammate, Jason Jenkins. I love you. I know you're watching us. I know you're extremely happy that we topped, and I know you would love it. You would be here with us. So let's go on deck profile and see what makes Great Natures great. Again. Of course, we're playing SL markers, but I'm gonna put that here. We'll do starter first. Start at the grade 3s and down. Starter doesn't really do anything. Just write it, draw a card. Pretty much. Not much to say about that.
It's a pair.
It's a pair. Grade 3s, you play 4 Bison. Now, I am not playing Hamsky. I'm actually playing 4 Bison and, of course, 4 Leopolds. The reason why I'm playing 4 Bison is just to make it more consistent, to make my grade 3s actually more scary. Hamsky is scary. Don't get me wrong. Hamsky is a great card, but it's not as aggressive as Bison would be. Just for the fact that Bison, I combo with him a lot with the Panda and Binoculars Tiger. A lot of the time, I have like all the Counterblasts in the world. I have 5 open Counterblasts. And I'm like, cool, I'm gonna do Binoculars Tiger, Bison, Binoculars Tiger. Usually Binoculars Tiger, I hit triggers all the time. And I retire the one rear guard, so I'm like, I have to retire that. All right, Binoculars Tiger, attack, cool. I retire that rear guard. I'm like, you know what? I want to retire that other rear guard. So let's go Bison, attack, restamp Binoculars Tiger, attack, Counterblast, mill another trigger, cool. I retired the other rear guard, and that actually mattered in one game, which I'll explain later. But overall, 4 Bison was really clutch. It came out super well. Again, Bison with Binoculars Tiger or with the Big Panda, broken. Next grade 3s, we play, of course, 4 Leopold. Now, I abuse this card as much as possible. Now, the reason why I say I abused it is just for the fact that I would always rely on it to call me a field. Now, most of the time, I don't really call I don't call cards from my hand to the field. I wouldn't overextend early unless I have to. Unless I know Binoculars Tiger will get me back a card. But overall, I abuse Leopold all the time as much as possible to call me rear guards. Usually, whenever I mill a trigger, I don't really care about it because I know my opponent has a perfect guard. But there was actually 2 times where I milled the trigger and my opponent did not have a perfect guard. He actually dropped 4 cards to make sure that the crit wouldn't go through. There was actually one time where I actually got hit double triggers when he did 2 to pass with Leopold when he had the crit. He did 2 to pass. I was like, cool, sure. I was like, all right, first check, front, okay, plus into the front board. Second check, heal. Oh, I actually do heal. And wait, it goes through all on Vanguard. So
You meme.
So, like I said, I abused I abused Leopold as much as possible. It got me a field. It was super aggressive, and you have to play 4 Leopolds in Great Natures. Unless like Cell 2 comes out, then of course you could mess around with Bison and Hamsky. But Leopold is just way too good at the moment.
Why don't you play have 4 SVRs, Henry? I have 4 Cecilia. Where are you?
I'm too cheap.
Listen, Henry, John's too cheap. He has low rarity Bermuda. You have no excuse.
I'm sorry. Next we have the grade 2s, and of course we're playing 4 Zebra. Now, of course, this card, it did work. Not as much as I thought it would, but a lot of the times it actually made my opponent scared of it. A lot of the times my opponents would attack him first and attack my Vanguard, and I was like, okay, sure. But usually at the time, Zebra would be a decoy, or Zebra sometimes would get me a number if I have Monoculus out in the field. If you guys don't know, Monoculus is the grade 1 that boosts or attacks Soul Blast 1 middle card. But overall, if I do have Zebra before Leopold, that's going to be a broken turn. It's going to be a 19k by itself, and possibly more if I have a Binoculars Tiger or a Monoculus Tiger. But the overall Zebra is just a great card overall. It's a decoy and an aggressive card. Now, the Big Panda Boy. Oh boy. This card triggered a lot of people. Just for the fact that a lot of people tried to, actually 2 people tried to attack it, and I was like, okay. And they're like, all right, so it's gone. I'm like, no, it's not. It's a 17k on both turns. But overall, again, the biggest point of playing Panda is to have him with Bison. Panda with Bison makes the best numbers whenever I face a non-Force clan. So again, Panda with Bison was just too good. And of course, the MVP by Binoculus Tiger. This card won me so many games.
Where's your 4th OR, Henry?
I'm sorry, I'm too cheap.
Henry, I have 4 Cecilia and 4 Sylvia. You have no excuse.
He literally puts the high rarity card in the front to be like, hey.
No, he puts the low rarity card in front.
That's what I meant.
Yes, I put the low rate in front. But the reason why I say Binoculus Tiger is the MVP is because I can play this card early game, late game, mid game, and it works out so well. Of course, the Counter Blast does hurt, but then again, the only Counter Blast we actually use is him, the grade 1 that adds cards to the hand whenever I mill it, and Bison. But overall, Binoculus Tiger is just too good of a card. Gives if I mill a trigger, +5 to 3 units in the front row. If I mill and also retire unit. And if I mill a normal unit, I just draw a card. So drawing a card early game is not that bad. It helps me draw my grade 3s, helps me draw into my other grade 2s that I need. But the best effect, of course, is milling the trigger, which allows me to retire one of my opponent's Rigards, which did matter a lot of the time, which actually mattered for me. One matchup against Bermuda Triangle where I clearly didn't know how to beat them, but then I started reading the cards, which is actually a good thing. You guys should start reading the cards, by the way.
No, not gonna do it.
I haven't been reading Vanguard cards for a very long time till now, so I was like, you know what? All right, so we're not gonna
Probably how
start.
great it just became great.
Probably. So I was playing against Bermuda, and of course they have the Melody grade 3 in the back row, and I was like, all right, so let me read it. Oh, it does that. Okay. So I was thinking about it. Actually took me maybe 5 minutes? I was thinking.
You took a while to be like, you attack with the Binoculus Tiger, milled the trigger, and you sat there for like a good 90 seconds thinking, what should I retire?
And meanwhile, Dan and I were just looking at the booster.
Caro,
Yes.
kill it.
But I finally came up with the answer and retired the booster.
Was it the answer to truth?
Yes, it was the answer of truth. But it wasn't just that. I had another Binoculus on the field, and he also milled the trigger, and I retired the other grade 3 boost. And that literally won me the game because next turn my opponent couldn't do anything. He only attacked the Vanguard with two little Rigards.
You didn't see another Caro? It was oof.
I was just like, I'm gonna win this game. So that game, again, Binoculus Tiger, MVP of this deck with Bison. Grade 1's pretty standard for Binoculus Tigers. There's no reason why you shouldn't play it in Great Natures and Standard. I think you should play Binoculus Tiger in both formats, in Standard and Premium. Overall, it's a great card. A lot of the times...
Is it OTK?
Yes. The OTK and Premium is insane with this card. But in Standard, it's also pretty good. If you put him behind the Zebra or Binoculus Tiger, it's just...
Your Vanguard?
Well, it doesn't work behind Vanguard. That's work behind Vanguard.
Oh!
Yes.
See? Reading cards is important.
Yes, reading is important.
I hate you
But
so much.
but also when I put this on the Excel circle, it's an 18k by itself. And if I hit a front trigger, it's 28k. And if I hit 2 front triggers, which actually happened a lot during the tournament, it would be a 38k.
What a sack.
Yes, I was a sack. I do admit that. But overall, Binoculus, you have to play 4 in every Great Nature deck in Standard.
It's not a gamble.
I hear best of ones are a huge gamble anyway.
Next grade 1. Of course, I was a little bit iffy on this. Silver Wolf, if you guys don't know, when you put it in the back row and if it's boosting, it gives it +4. So technically, it's a 12k booster. That's it. Not really that special. I usually put it behind the Vanguard, or if I have a full board, or if I have a Zebra that's beefed up to 19k, possibly 24 or 29k. With another 12k, that is 39 plus 12. That is 51. 51. Yeah, it just makes big numbers. That's pretty much it.
Not as big as Bermuda though, but whatever.
Yes, not
You
as
guys did
big
math.
as Bermuda.
I'm so proud of you.
Wait, I mean, I dealt great turn 1 right.
Next grade 1, we played Tank Mouse. We played 3 of it. Usually, I only want to see one of it. I don't want to see more of it on the field. I usually put it behind the Vanguard if I can, or if not, I put it behind the Grade 2 or Grade 3 Rear Guard. Overall, I didn't really use it that much as I wanted to. When my hand wasn't that great, I would play this card and attack with Monoculous Tiger to mill a card, and usually it would mill me a Grade 3 or a trigger to defend myself next turn, or a Grade 3 for me to ride next turn. Tank Mouse overall, I would like to see her early game, mid game, not late game. Late game is just a 10k shield, not pretty much it. Now the super secret tech of this deck. The super secret tech. Super Spice.
Peak Spice?
To this card. If you guys don't know what this card does. Yes, it is a perfect guard. It's a Grade 1 perfect guard.
A Grade 1 what?
Grade 1 perfect guard. I'm sorry, no, Grade 1 Sentinel. There you go. That's the
Sentinel?
Yeah, that's
What does that mean?
That is the great. That's
What does it do?
Wait, you're playing 6 Sentinels? That's broken.
Okay. Just wait until you see the triggers. So I am playing this Grade 1 PG. A lot of people question me. They're like, "What are you doing? Oh my God, how are you fitting that? Are you playing 6? Are you playing 6 Sentinels?" I'm like, "No. If you want to count my deck." And one opponent actually did. He actually did. He asked me to show him my build. I was like, "Yeah, here you go, show it." So I do play 2 Grade 1 PGs just for the fact that the Grade 1s and Grade Natures that we have right now at the moment aren't that great. The only good ones are Monoculous. Silver Wolf is like okay, and then the Tank Mouse you don't want to play 4 of it. So there's not really too many options of Grade 1s to actually playing Grade Natures. Overall, again, playing 2 Grade 1 PGs, clutch. But like I said, the main point of this deck is to be aggressive as much as possible.
I mean, you can just grab it with Tank Mouse if you mill it, so.
Yeah, which is also true.
Tank Mouse can grab anything.
As for triggers, we play 4 heals.
I hear they're good.
I mean, do I really have to explain? Honestly,
I don't know.
trigger lineup. We play
The best chicken.
the best chicken,
The
alarm
best
chicken.
chicken.
Keep in mind, whenever I like final turn my opponent, and I'm like, oh, top deck a rear guard. Nope, I top deck a trigger. And that was alarm chicken. It was usually alarm chicken. I was like, call on like cell circle. Alarm
That's
chicken.
A Sam. That is a Sam.
Alarm
That's a
chicken.
Sam move
Attack
to
for
do,
15.
to just do with the trigger.
And overall, it was just beautiful. I was so happy. Of course, we played 3 of the donkey. Another front trigger. So in total, we played 7 front triggers. Reason why I play 7 fronts and not 7 crit is because I think fronts is amazing in Excel. I think fronts is one of the best triggers besides stand triggers. Of course, crit triggers are amazing too, but front triggers are just great overall for me to push my opponent to 5 damage or 4 damage by turn 3. It allows all my riggers to actually make magic numbers. Usually, front triggers with the panda reaches up to 37, 47, 57 possibly, depending if I gave him more power with Bison. But overall, the front triggers are just broken. Just the fact that also it kind of made me feel good because again, there was 2 games where my opponent did 2 to pass, and the first trigger would be front trigger, and I was like, cool. And the second trigger would be a crit or a heal. So front triggers, I love playing them in Grade Natures. They worked out pretty well in this build. Like I said, you want to be aggressive as much as possible. Next, we played 3 crit. A lot of people assume I only play fronts. And I was like, cool, assume I play fronts. So they would usually no guard my Vanguard when they're at 4 damage. And when I drive check, I'm like, oh, there's a crit. And then they kind of question. They're like, oh, I thought you were playing all fronts, no crits. And I was like, no, I'm actually playing a little bit mixed. Now, the reason why I play crits is to try to push them back as much as possible to 5 damage. We can't have the game go that long, just for the fact that I'm always afraid of decking out. But surprisingly, throughout the whole tournament, I never decked out. So crits.
Crit front is stupid.
Yeah, crit front is really good. Would I switch it? Would I switch 3 fronts and 7 crit? Possibly, but at the moment I don't think so. Until maybe we get hamskate in the new Excel circle, then I'll probably put crits. More crits than fronts. And of course, we play 2 draw trigger PGs. So I am playing 4 Sentinels. 2 of them are Grade 1s and 2 of them are PGs. Now, again, a lot of people did question this.
Yep, only 2.
A lot of people did question this, like, why are you doing that? Don't you want to hit draw triggers? I'm like, yeah, I do want to hit draw triggers, but like I said, I abuse Leopold and Binoculars Tiger as much as possible, drawing a card, all that stuff. But again, the draw triggers, would I take out draw triggers in general for the 4 PGs, Grade 1s? Not too sure at the moment. I haven't really play tested. Not playing draw triggers at all. I will and see how it works, but so far it's working out pretty well for me. 2 draw PGs, can't really complain about it. And I want to go over the matchups. let me just take out my only one SVR that Dan complains about, and my only 3 Origin Rares.
I thought you were going to say my only non-origin rare. I was like, oh gosh, no.
If you or someone you know has any of these high rarity cards, please contact Henry down in the description box and the link below in the comment section.
Come on, Henry.
I'm sorry.
You can't leave that on the top.
I'm sorry.
You gotta leave this on the top.
Yes, I gotta leave the perfect card.
Come on, buddy.
Yes.
Come on, buddy. Best time.
All right, so on Swiss, I went X2. My first round, it was actually against Great Natures, which I completely forgot about. I remember it was Great Natures because he was playing Hamskate, and he actually got the whole effect off and everything. But what killed him the most was when he did the Hamskate skill to call two more rearguards, he discarded 2 triggers. One of them was a heal in the front. I was like, okay, fine, so I'm going to rush you back next turn, which I did. I actually rushed him back with Leopold, calling 2 rearguards. I actually called a Binoculars and a Panda with that. Binoculars Tiger took out one of his rearguards, and the Panda attacked and had a crit on it. So again, I just rushed him back while he attempted to rush me back again with his own Bison. Unfortunately, I had enough to guard everything, and then after that, I just finished him off with fronts and crits. Overall, the Great Nature Mirror match, I would want to see my Binoculars Tiger as fast as possible, and of course, the ideal ride against the Mirror match is Bison and Leopold. Round 2, if it's against Shadow Paladins, I did not think I was going to win that because I was afraid of Shadow Paladins. Usually, when they go into Phantom Blaster Dragon, they retire my board, and then when they go into Gust Blaster Dragon, they retire 2 cards and get a card off of it, which I kind of see a little bit unfair, but overall, again, I was afraid of it, and I actually won against Shadows. Round 3, Angel Feathers, he was Gradelocked, but again, just for the fact that Angel Feathers can get two gift markers to the hand, which was kind of relevant because I'm Excel. 2 gift markers and heal every turn. He did that every turn. Ride Metatron, heal and Zorakio. So it was a little bit annoying, but we went into time, but I won. He like I said, he played as much as possible after being Gradelock. Again, he was coming back, but in the end, I actually took it. I don't know how. Round 4 was my first loss against Murakumo. To be honest, I'm not too sure how to play against it. I assumed he didn't. Yes, I should have read Bison, but I kept writing Leopold, calling out rearguards. I assumed he didn't have left or rights in his hand, which I was really wrong about, and he actually did. So he locked me down. He had the whole guard restriction, +5, all that stuff, and then I lost to it. But thankfully, I had John and Dan to carry me that round. Round 5, of course, I actually just told you guys about the Bermuda Triangle matchup. I honestly thought I lost that game because again, he had the field the whole time until my Binoculars Tigers took out his grade 1 boosters. After that, the game was completely mine. Round 6, unfortunately, even though my opponent was Gradelocked, he still beat me. Royal Paladin. It was the Blaster build. I honestly didn't really know how to play against Royal Paladin Blaster, but he got me. I don't know what to say about it. I kind of bricked, to be honest. All I kept drawing was grade 3s. Round 7, I played against Shadow Paladins again, and this time it was actually my teammate Dwayne. He was playing Shadow Paladin. The one thing that made me happy that he did not ride Gust Blaster Dragon on top of Phantom Blaster Dragon. Now again, I'm more scared of Gust Blaster Dragon just for the fact that they draw a card after retiring 2 cards in my field. But overall, I won that game. Pretty happy about it. And round 8 was Neo Nectars. Neo Nectars was actually Brothers Grimm. He played pretty good, but unfortunately, he only had tomatoes. He never drew into Cecilia. So first one was tomato.
I know that feeling.
Yes. So first one was tomato. Of course, he draws off tomato and everything. And I just rushed him. I put him to 4 damage by turn 3. By turn 4, he's at 5, and he was just ditching his whole hand. And then top 8. Faced against Gold Paladins, that match was pretty insane just for the fact that he had me on edge every single time. I was at 3 damage of no counterblast, and he had the Raven Hera Ezel with the crit and +15, no sentinels. And every single time he attacked me, he actually didn't flip over a crit. So I kept like hating myself. I was like, I should have took it because I actually needed the counterblast for my Bison. But afterwards, I would actually top deck my Leopold. I wrote it, and I attacked with full field. And he had 7 cards. He had enough to guard almost everything. So he perfect guarded my Vanguard. After that, I flipped over 2 fronts. The 2 fronts killed it for me. I mean, the two fronts made the actual difference. Just for the fact that one of my riggers was a 6K, was with a 6K tank mouse and Monoculus Tiger. So I had bad numbers, but the two front triggers just made the numbers too big for him to actually to actually guard everything. Top 4 was Neonectus again. This time he actually had Cecilia, but something that I was a little bit confused about. He actually rode Tomato first and then rode Cecilia on top of it. The main point why he wanted to do that was to get the plus 10K. I thought it was fine, but as soon as he rode Tomato, I took over the field. I actually took out his grade 1, the Ouroboros. Is that his name?
Are you talking about
Corolla Dragon?
Yeah, Corolla Dragon. I'm sorry. But Monoculus Tiger actually retired their Corolla Dragons, his Corolla Dragons, and the field that he called out of it was just all grade 1s. The Musketeer, he only called 2 of them.
2 Rebecca's?
Yeah, 2 Rebecca's, and I was like, sweet.
That's an oof, my guy.
Yeah, so when he called those out, I was like, all right, I have this game. I guarded everything, and then I rushed him back with Monoculus Tiger and Panda. Finals, I faced against Neonectus again, but this time he actually drew really good. He drew the whole rush. He had the perfect ride. He rushed me with the tokens, with the Neonectar promo, and I bricked because I kept drawing grade 3s, and I was just like, why? But I was extremely happy. As soon as I turned to my right, I was like, Dan, did you win? Yes. I was like, oh, John, did you win? Yes. Ah! I was extremely happy because I was just like, I don't know. I was just like, did we actually win?
And both our decks went to overdrive and just...
Yes. This deck went into overdrive. Like I said, this build, it's very aggressive. This deck does overextend for final turn push, and usually almost every single time when I overextended final turn and pushed, I would win that turn. Again, overall, this deck did really well. The 2 grade 1 PGs, again, helped me put in more triggers. I wanted to be more aggressive with crits and fronts, and it worked out well for me. Would I change anything in this build? Probably not. Like I said, I'm probably going to try testing out 4 grade 1 PGs instead of 2 and 2 and see how it works. But so far at the moment, the grade 2 lineup is pretty solid. The grade 3 lineup is pretty solid until we get the new Excel markers. Then we're gonna play Hamskate instead, because Hamskate with the new Excel markers, extremely broken. It's not a +1. It's a +2. Broken. But yeah, again, like I said, I'm truly blessed. I'm really happy that I had this experience with my teammates. Went in with Great Natures. Great Natures is not a gamble. I proved it, unfortunately, going X2 in Swiss.
He said it on video. He said it on video. We have him on video now. You can't undo it.
Great Natures is not a gamble. It actually did.
Especially in that Bermuda match where you retired the 2 Cowras.
Yes, especially in the Bermuda matchup. All my opponents were nice and friendly. They're all great people. Yeah. So again, like I said, I had a fun time. Really happy about playing Great Natures. And this is my deck profile. Make Great Natures great again. Again.
Should be labeled main now.
But yeah, guys. Alright, guys. Remember to comment, like, subscribe. We're going to have more Cardfight Vanguard content for you guys. And I will see you guys next time. Deuces.